London, 1850. A foggy graveyard. The burial was yesterday. The mourners are gone, and it's silent except for the wind. But then, a sound. A graveyard watchman dozing nearby snaps awake. He hears it again. It's coming from a small brass bell mounted on a wooden stake above a fresh grave. A bell attached to a string that goes 6 feet down. Someone down there is awake, and they are ringing for their life. It's a terrifying image, isn't it? Being buried alive, only to be rescued at the very last second by a contraption designed for the dead. It is the most popular, most grotesque, and most enduring origin story for the phrase we're looking at today, saved by the bell. We use it all the time when an interruption rescues us from a bad situation, like when the fire alarm goes off right as the teacher asks you a difficult math question. But is the origin story actually true? Did Victorians really have bells on their graves? Or does the common phrase come from somewhere else entirely, like the boxing ring or a racetrack? Today on Phrases Explained, we are digging up the truth, pun intended. Let's find out what it really means to be saved by the bell. To understand why that graveyard story is so popular, we first have to understand the psychological climate of the 18th and 19th centuries. There was a genuine widespread panic called taphophobia. Taphophobia wasn't just paranoia, it was based on a tiny grain of truth. Medical science wasn't exactly advanced at the time, and comas, catatonic states, or sedative overdoses could make a person appear dead to an untrained or even a trained eye. And there were enough unsettling rumors of coffins being exhumed with scratch marks on the inside to fuel a massive industry of fear. Enter the inventors. If people were terrified of waking up 6 feet under, capitalism will provide a solution, and they called them safety coffins. Starting in the late 1700s and booming in the 1800s, dozens of patents were filed for these things. Some had glass windows so you could look before shoveling the dirt in. Some had air tubes going up to the surface, but the most famous designs involved the bell. The concept was simple. You tie a string to the finger or wrist of the deceased. You run that string up through a pipe to the surface and attach it to a bell. If old Uncle Albert wakes up and twitches his hand, ding, 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 the graveyard shift watchman hears it, grabs a shovel, and earns a hefty tip for his trouble. It is such a perfect cinematic story. It fits the gothic aesthetic of the era perfectly, and it seems like an open and shut case for the origin of this phrase. However, there is one massive problem with this theory. So what's the problem with this theory? Well, the problem is it probably never happened. While safety coffins were patented, and some were even built and sold to very paranoid rich people, historians have a hard time finding convincing documented evidence of anyone actually being saved by one of these bells. And really, think about the logistics. A decomposing body swells and shifts. That movement would ring the bell constantly. Graveyard watchmen wouldn't be digging up bodies, they'd just be annoyed by all the noise. And furthermore, we have a timeline issue. These coffins were most popular in the mid-1800s, but when do we see the phrase, saved by the bell, actually appearing in print in the way we use it today? It doesn't really skyrocket until much later, the early 20th century in fact. So if the coffin theory is actually a myth, why do we believe it? Well, because it's an awesome story. It's horrifying and it's clever. We want it to be true. But if we need to bury the coffin theory, where do we look to next for an explanation? Let's head to the sweet science. The sweet science is boxing. While the coffin story is the most dramatic candidate, boxing is actually the most logical one. It's almost certainly the vehicle that popularized this phrase into the one we know and love today. In the mid to late 19th century, boxing was getting organized. They introduced what were known as the Queensberry Rules to make the sport slightly less barbaric. And crucially, they introduced timed rounds. Here's the scenario. A fighter is getting absolutely pummeled. He's on the ropes, he's dazed and confused, and the referee is about to step in and stop the fight, or the fighter is about to collapse. The timekeeper hits the bell to end the round. The fighting must stop immediately. The battered fighter gets a minute to sit on his stool, get some water, hopefully recover. He was quite literally saved from defeat by the bell. Sports journalism in the early 1900s was incredibly colorful and influential, and sports writers loved catchy phrases. They started using "saved by the bell" in match reports constantly. And because boxing was wildly popular at the time, the phrase seeped out of the sports pages and into everyday language to describe anyone saved by a timely interruption. So boxing popularized it, but we're not done. Did boxing actually invent it? I've said it before and I'll say it again, the English language is rarely neat and tidy. While boxing made the phrase famous, there's no doubt about that, there are isolated uses of similar phrases even before boxing became organized. Some etymologists actually look to horse racing for the origin. In early 19th century horse racing, a bell was sometimes rung to signal the start of the last lap or the finish line. A jockey pushing his tired horse might be saved by reaching that final bell before his horse collapsed or was overtaken. Others point to something even simpler, school bells or factory bells. If you think about it, for centuries, our lives have been regulated by bells. A church bell might interrupt a boring sermon. A school bell might interrupt a boring class. The idea of a bell signaling the end of an unpleasant ordeal is way more baked into our culture than we probably realize. So, what's the verdict? Well, the safety coffin story is almost certainly a myth. It's a spooky piece of Victorian folklore that we attach to an existing phrase later on because, well, frankly, it sounds cool. The real champion here is boxing. It took a general concept, a bell ending something, and gave it the punchy, dramatic context that made it a worldwide phrase. So the next time you're stuck in an awkward conversation and your phone rings, just remember, you weren't saved by a string tied to a corpse's finger. You were saved by boxing and its Queensberry Rules. Thanks for watching Phrases Explained. If you were relieved when the final bell rang on this video, let me know in the comments below. And what other common phrases do you suspect have dark or unusual backstories? Drop them in the comments below, and I might just be convinced to cover them in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe and, obviously, ring that notification bell so you don't miss out. See you next time, friends.